I like that. Us?
Yeah, you. Oh, we're recording.
Yeah,
Oh, we are.
I'm
All
Pena.
right.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I got trapped at work.
Oh, that's fine.
At work?
Yeah. We had a dinner.
Oh.
So the time change was last week, so I had it on my calendar for an hour earlier than it was supposed to be. So
Oh. Gotcha.
yeah.
So you showed up an hour early
Yes.
and you just had to.
I thought I was on time. So, and it turned out it was
Did you guys go to a nice place?
no.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Applebee's.
It kind of, yeah, it was on campus. So,
Oh.
yeah.
In the campus cafeteria?
No, they
Okay.
got like a ballroom thing. So,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, that. All right. Okay, so did you have
It's like
your
a big
choice?
conference center kind of thing, you know.
Was this the do you want the prime rib or
It was
the
a
fish?
buffet. It was a buffet.
Right.
Yeah.
But the buffet wasn't.
It was
that
fine.
great. Oh, okay.
It was tacos. So, they had tacos.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't have some crackhead behind the fucking, counter saying, "You ain't getting shit. Do you give me a ticket?"
No. No. That would have been great.
Yeah, I know. You're going, "Where'd you get this guy? He's awesome."
Awesome. Yeah.
Was it a dress up
No.
event?
No, it was business.
Oh, okay.
So, and so yeah, I should have left, but
No,
wouldn't
no,
have
you
missed
shouldn't.
it.
No, because then you'd be me. That's
that's exactly what I thought. I was
exactly.
like,
Yeah, yeah, that's
so
Did you drive down there just
no,
for
I
that?
was already there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was already there.
All right, fair enough.
no, it's fine. It's you guys hammered me that one day about this, so you might as well stick to your guns.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm fine with that.
I still will. Yeah.
No, you came down hard on me.
Yeah.
Well, you just expect him to back you up. He wasn't going to do it.
I'm so surprised. Yeah.
That's exactly opposite of the way I would have handled the situation.
I even asked our mother, and she was like, "Yeah, you leave."
Yeah.
So somewhere, I guess our dad must have been like, "Well, that's disgusting."
Yeah.
How
The
dare
one
you.
that
How dare
sticks
you.
through.
don't bring shame to this family.
Yeah.
You clap for
You
every
lived
last
under my
person.
roof. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna stay until your last name is
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna clap for each one. And you're gonna mean it. You're gonna mean it. Yeah.
And don't try to fool me. I can tell if you're screwing around. I'll take your Nintendo away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I know I will never convince you, so I just have to accept that we're on different sides, man.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd have a different attitude if my last name started with A.
They already get all the good things. Fuck those people.
Except for the, like, every now and then, somebody says, "We're going to do this in reverse order." That happens, once every 6 years?
I don't know.
But if my last name started with A, I might be like,
Every
yeah,
graduation.
they said my name, whoever I'm waiting for, we're good to go. But if we're at R, you're already through most of the
Well,
thing.
They don't even do them that way anymore. You get a card, and it's got your name on it, and you hand it to the lady, okay, who then passes it up to the stage, and they read the cards. And so there's no alphabetical order.
Really?
Yeah, it's way easier. So,
Oh,
Wait, I don't understand. How does...
because that way you don't call somebody who's
so there's
not there.
Yeah, so you don't
all
call
these
people who
things.
aren't there, and,
Oh, so it's a
yeah.
card with your information.
It's a card with your name on it.
Okay,
You pick it
okay.
up when you get in there.
And you get to
then-
sit with your friends and all this kind of stuff.
It depends. So, like, I've been to a couple schools where they don't give a shit, and then I've been to other ones where, no, you'll sit by college and you'll like it. You know? Yeah. So,
Oh, man, that's crossing guard mentality. Just a little bit of juice.
it is, but it's also like, okay, it's,
Well, because you're still gonna stand up like with your college kind of your group.
right.
So yeah, it'd be a little weird if people are standing up in all these random spots to come up to give their cards and.
Well, no, they just pull them by row. So,
But what if you're in a different?
like, two different. So like my school, when I graduated, they did it by college. Okay, but the one that I work at, they just do it willy nilly. So and it's like you sit wherever the fuck you want. You sit with your friends. It's totally fine. We don't care. And then what they do at the end is to say graduates from this stand up, and then clap, and then graduates from this school stand up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's really so
Actually, that's genius.
dude.
It sounds like it shaves an hour off the process. At least.
Oh yeah. So I've been to some long ass ones.
You know what?
including
I'd stay
mine.
for that because that means they're respecting my time.
Yeah, no, they're very big on that down there, and I mean, I haven't been to one in probably 2 years, but actually, it's been a couple more years than that. So the last one that I went to was
Before COVID.
it might have been before COVID.
Do you usually want to go see like your kids graduate?
Oh yeah, it's fun. So yeah. I get to wear my poofy clown suit. So yeah. So
I still have one.
yeah, me too.
Is that the robes and stuff?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
The regalia is what
You
they call
have it?
Oh yeah.
from teaching.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do not have it.
Did they order them for you?
Yep.
Yeah. So
And you get the I don't know what it's called, the bandolier, the
cowl. Yeah.
the one in your school's colors.
The fucking shotgun strap.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it's a cowl. So
Yeah, and since your son is actually participating in NHS, he's going to get to wear the cords.
yeah,
Ooh,
he gets the cords.
He gets the cords.
So or you get the. It's not necessarily. It's not always the cords. No, they also do the sash. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've seen that. Well, actually, no. That would be NHS would be high school. So
Yeah.
okay, no.
Do you get a special thing for completing Eagle Scout? I feel like you do.
I don't think so.
At graduation?
Yeah.
Oh, I graduate? No, I don't think so.
No?
So no, you can wear. There's a thing that if you become an Eagle Scout, there's like two things. One of them is like the Order of the Arrow, and it's a sash that has a red arrow on. I've seen people wear those.
Okay. Okay.
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But like nowadays, like if you go to graduation at a college, man, they sell those shit. And so like if you're like a Navy vet, you can get one that says Navy on it. So there's all kinds of them, so that you can just buy and wear. So
Like Freemasons?
I would not be surprised. So,
Wear
yeah,
the compass?
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So
go out there with the Illuminati eye?
right, yeah, because that's not the dead giveaway. It's like, oh, you like money too. I like money.
And vaguely, triangular,
Right,
shapes,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would, I don't know. If they were just selling swag like that to put on, I might be convinced to buy something on the
Would it be something that actually represents you or just something you think is cool?
some bullshit. Just
Yeah.
just something that I guarantee you would be a spur of the moment
So-
decision.
Yeah, so they have like ones that are okay to wear. So yeah, they sell them all there. So
It's not I Heart NY or whatever. It's
no,
just,
you can't throw a Broncos rag on.
I was literally just going to ask.
Yeah. So you can't have a blue and orange cowl, kind of thing.
anything that you could get that would be on a specialized license plate.
Yeah, it's kind of that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the state has to approve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Have you seen the straight black license plates?
they're bad, man. It's
I
like this
can't
is like supposed to be like
stand it.
England or something now.
What?
Fuck that.
No, I
The
haven't
new
seen
license
this.
plates are black and yellow. They're dumb. So
Just straight
it's just
black.
straight black with yellow letters.
No hint of mountains, no nothing.
nothing.
Just
Yeah.
black letter.
So it's almost like you
Really?
have to go like get the breast cancer one or something now if you want mountains.
Wait, that's just the standard one? They don't do the green, like...
No, they're done with the green ones and the white ones. That's the standard one.
That's... Oh, I thought that was
Yeah.
special order.
No, that's the new one.
Those,
Oh my god,
It's ugly.
really?
Yeah, don't buy a new car.
Oh,
Those okay, so those must be easier to read on camera. Then.
That's exactly what they are.
oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are because
Yeah.
assholes in Denver don't know what the fucking priority lane means. So I listen to this radio show every day. It's this cranky dude who gives out like fucking advice. and stuff. He was a newscaster in Denver for years, and he gets calls every day about this. He's like, they sent you a ticket because you got out of the lane before the camera. They're not dumb.
Yeah, my little Google pulled up. It said that I didn't say how long. I didn't open up and read it, but it said 34,000 tickets were issued for people going in and out of the
toll lane.
The toll lane.
Yeah. The fucking idiots,
I don't know
man.
how long of a span it took to get to that, but I was just like,
it's a lot.
damn.
And the city has basically told them, fuck all of you. So you will all pay.
If you get in it, you can stay there, right? I mean, as long as you're paying.
You're supposed to.
Yeah. You're not supposed to leave until it gives you like an exit.
Yeah, there's broken lines. So you can get in and get out with the broken lines. But if it's solid white line, you got to stay in it. All right. And so that's so you pay the amount. Okay. And they know that you were in it.
All it does is it snaps you. And then if you have like an Easy Pass or something, then
You don't even need that anymore. They just do it by your license plate.
But that's what I'm saying is if you have that, it reconciles that, with your bill, right? That's the whole trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can go on the what is it, not the DOT, but I can't remember.
It's
like Colorado Road Department, whatever, Highway
yeah.
Department or something, and you can give them your credit card, and they'll have an account for you, and so it's good for E470, and it's good for any of the toll lanes, and so they'll just bill you, and it's like, okay, yeah, but people think they're fucking smart. Well, if I get out before the cameras, haha.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. All you have to do is get on the fucking highway site and see how many fucking cameras there are. There is amazing how many cameras are on the interstate. I look at them whenever it snows. Just to see.
Yeah.
So
I would too if I was going to Pueblo.
yeah.
Well, I guess
Or Denver. I've done it that way, yeah.
what I'm trying to think about here is how exactly a sovereign citizen type would try to argue that in court.
Oh, I have no idea.
I didn't know.
Complete
My
ignorance.
Google told me to just.
Yeah, but that's the problem is they'll be like, okay, well, for next time, here's what you do. So, $65 and, whatever.
Time served.
And time served. I don't think they'd let you fight that. I'm trying to think of a person that would try to send some some 18th century fucking right of way law.
Oh yeah, this is an easement. I don't pay that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought I would pay for custom plates, but those black things are.
They're hideous, man. They look
I just haven't
bad.
seen one yet.
You'll start seeing them. Yeah.
Or you will.
Or I might have thought that was like a custom one. Yeah.
Well, they look like they're from a different state. So yeah.
That's probably.
It's just black has your license plate number in Colorado.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just
It's as generic as it can
terrible.
get. Yeah.
so. Yep. I guess if I do get a new car someday, then I'll pay for custom plates because that ain't going on my car.
I guess I feel like that would make it easier for people to do the trick with electrical tape.
You just cover up.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that you cover it up; it's that you cover up certain parts of the letter.
Oh, huh?
Right, so that a P becomes this or whatever.
Don't get pulled over.
When you're going to be speeding and breaking some rules.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, the I would never skip out on that because I think those actual services are extremely valuable and people paying for them. I like the idea of them actually having this in terms of navigating traffic. So I wouldn't want to rip off the system by doing something like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like the tolls and stuff?
Yeah, the tolls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I think that's actually a very good system for traffic in terms of navigating things. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You don't have
I
I don't-
all the time. Yeah.
I don't
I use it every time I go to DIA.
Yeah.
It's not even remotely worth writing up 76. Oh.
76.
Or 225.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, 225 to Pena.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh man, when I lived in Denver, man, that was under perpetual construction.
Oh,
So-
it's fine now.
Oh, I guarantee you, there's a part of it because that was the joke in Denver at the time. Was like 225. It's what's the matter with the street, man? You know. So there's a part of it they would repave it all the way to the airport, and then they go back down to like I-25 of the Injunction and say, "Oh, it's fucking cracked. We got to repave it." And so it would take like 2 years, and they would go through the entire
It's like
thing
they're
again.
painting the Golden Gate Bridge.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to constantly keep on top of it.
I think since they've cityized all that out there,
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
like it's actually pretty much streamlined now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like messing. There's like that stretch of Denver that I hate from. It's about what's the South Station, Lincoln. So
Yeah, so basically you're talking about through Spear.
all the way to Spear's ass. So I was talking about that part. There's another part that it's before you go down into the Death Star trench.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
I never thought of it that way.
No, that's it. That is what it is. You drive by it all the time.
Yeah, with the French fry building.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, building. I mean, it's
It's not a building.
just a stack.
Yeah, it's just a stack.
yeah.
Do you, even though you know where you're going, just like if you're driving through Denver, do you turn on Google, like the maps, to just see if there's going to be traffic or?
If I'm going through Denver,
Yeah. Do you do it ahead of time?
it's been a long
Always.
time since I've actually gone.
I
like,
usually do it.
driven through Denver on purpose. So,
Did you drive through Denver on accident?
well, I was usually like, I'm going to the airport, you know, or like, I can't think of another reason why. I met a couple students up there a while ago. They all wanted to like eat downtown and stuff. Freaking millennial nerds. So, you know.
No Water World or Elitch's or...
No, I was like, how about a place with parking? So that'd be great. So, providing my 45-year-old perspective on things.
You got to think of in the long term. There's this part where you have to say, "No, guys, don't worry about it. In just a few years, Dave and Buster's will come to us,"
Yeah, it will.
and that's a true story.
It is a true story.
We're building it right now.
Are they? Where?
Yeah, up on InterQuest.
Everything's on it.
Everything's on InterQuest, man.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Shake Shack yet? So
Huh.
it's up there too.
Oh, is it?
So,
Cool.
yeah.
I'll have to...
I've never had a Shake Shack.
It's
so-
good.
Is it?
I had it up in Greeley. It was tasty.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'll go check it out.
I think
In
it's better
6
than
months when
In-N-Out.
everybody chills the fuck out about it. So
Well, that's all you have to do.
yeah, now you can go to In-N-Out. You don't. There's no line. It's like you built this ridiculously huge drive-through here just for that first 2 years. So
The only place where there is perpetually a line, right? But they work it like absolute champs is Chick-fil-A.
oh yeah,
Not the Dublin one.
I don't fuck with the dog. I wouldn't
That
go
one,
there.
they are so bad.
How dare you? No, I wouldn't.
It's
No,
better-
I wouldn't.
It's better for me, and I live out in Peyton,
Right?
to drive down to North Carefree rather than the Dublin one.
you're gonna get out of line fast.
Oh my God, they are slow.
Actually, that would be pretty easy anyway. You just go down. What is it, Tut? Right?
Tut sucks.
Mark
Yeah, it's Tut. Mark Shuffle. That's
Yeah.
what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh,
Tut
okay. Yeah.
sucks.
Tut. It's a bad city street. It's got fucking roundabouts everywhere. It's just a series of.
You've been playing that game, Jeff.
Yeah, of course
Okay,
I have.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you
So
have to.
now that you do play this game, do roundabouts help?
Roundabouts are great.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're not the solution. You can't just plop them and say problem solved. And that's what Tut is like. Where
Traffic really roundabout.
it's they're like, here's a good one, here's a good one, here's a good one. And then it like winds through what feels like a neighborhood by when you get to that last end. And the speed limits are all jacked up.
Yeah, they're variable. It doesn't even connect up to the hospital up there yet.
No.
It kind of does. You can take that road, but you can tell that there's like, it's marked for future construction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because there's still crap out there.
and so there's a roundabout that you don't. Yeah, it could just be straight, but there's a roundabout. It's supposed to be eventually some kind of intersection, but there's no intersection there.
Well, that's the thing. It has multiple roundabouts where three of the exits go somewhere, and then you look to the right, and it's just like an orange cone.
Oh, right, yeah.
and has been so for the past 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. But they got those K rails, those concrete barriers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, like, Tut, I thought was going to be like the solution, the secret street.
It's not.
Right? It's not. It is just the back road that you take when you go out to get like donuts, and you think you don't want to get back onto Powers.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't want to have to. I don't want to take a left.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just want to go down one more street. You're doing like all your shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My secret street lately has been Austin Bluffs. So
How's that a secret?
I don't know, man. I just never used it before, going all the way up north to get down Powers rather than fuck with all this shit over here. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So because
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's not
there
bad.
are a couple spots on Powers where I almost crash every time. So when I'm coming from north to south,
There was a massive crash on Powers and Barnes.
it's because
when I
people
got
come flying over that fucking hill at Dublin. So, and then, you always hit that dip in Stetson Hills where you're not sure if there's cars stopped right there. So,
All you have to do is slow down.
right.
I know,
It's
but-
not, it's the guy behind me who has
I
to
know.
pull off into the
know.
fucking, median so he doesn't hit me. So,
No, it's funny because the more you think about it, it's like either the median if you're on that side, or those big extended like turn lanes, which are quickly becoming like emergency lanes.
they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I've watched people use those passing lanes.
Yeah,
do that.
don't do that.
Don't-
Don't be that guy.
I know they're not listening to me.
Don't be
right?
that guy.
And I know if they are that guy, they already are, right? But yeah, those things are so nice where you don't have to sweat. Like getting over into the right lane for Carefree at the last fucking second, or knife fighting a dude. You just say like, "Well, I'm past Barnes. At my leisure, I will get into this lane."
I do it almost immediately.
Yes.
After I turn on to Powers there.
It's so polite.
I'm a lane hog. I know which one I'm gonna need, and so I just park on that one. So,
Absolutely.
I am absolutely fucking tired of I don't know what it is about people just trying to run you off the road. It's like, you're running out of lane, fucker. What are you gonna do? Ha ha ha. It's like, I'm gonna merge into your lane and cut you off, because my other alternative is to go flying off this fucking overpass here over Woodman.
Right. It was a good life.
It was a good way. Yeah, you got me, buddy.
So it has to go. No, actually, the one that I don't like now is coming home from your place, where that stretch of what is it? It's a Meridian. Yeah, is it Meridian? The long one. The east-west one before you get to Meridian. What is that?
On Woodman?
Yeah, it is
From
Woodman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Woodman.
yeah, it's Woodman.
Because they have a couple of places where they've made the lanes end and
Oh yeah,
begin,
yeah.
right. So they have a lot of that, and you have a bunch of fucking lane jockeys in that part of town. They've
They're
got
crazy.
a chip on their fucking shoulder
Yeah.
out there.
I usually go 5-10 over, and some of them are just like
Oh man.
They look at you, at 65, like you're
just
the
blazing
biggest
through.
asshole on the planet. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even care anymore. If they come up on me, then I start slowing down a little.
Yeah, but a little.
Not
you don't. I
below.
know.
I'll
I know.
never go below the speed limit.
No.
But I'll be like, oh yeah, what do you know? I'm going the speed limit.
I'll catch myself driving under the speed limit on the interstate, because I'm bird dogging a truck, so that's been my hack for the last like 5 years. Is you find a trucker that knows what he's doing, and you get behind him. So, everybody will want around you. It's fine. Nobody's gonna cut you off to get in front of you to be behind the truck. So,
Well, also the way I figure it is, I'm going 5 over the speed limit, so I'm technically breaking the rules. So if they want to tell me, well, the left lane's for fast traffic, it's like, okay, so I'm breaking a rule. Which rule doesn't matter? I don't really
Yeah.
care, because when I see the car behind me just like coming up like, I'm like, and there's nobody in the lane next to me, I'm like, you can go around.
Yeah, you can
I don't
go
really
Yeah, absolutely.
care.
No. I'll do my best not to be in there unless. Look, I'm also going to make this clear. If I have to make a turn, I will unapologetically be in that lane.
oh yeah.
Right? That's. Even if that means that I am doing precisely the speed limit because my turn is coming up, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I am going to turn. I am not going to chance it, right? Roll those dice and say, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to see if I can get back in.
Just because you need to shave 10 seconds off of your trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I understand. This is like the
old person now that's talking.
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, fuck
Definitely
it.
the old guy talking here.
This is the lifetime's experience of like how many times has it been beneficial for me to actually get there, 14 minutes early. Like I'm gonna say this from the trip from Colorado to North Dakota and back. All right, I'm gonna say this, that you do need to pick up the speed a little bit because it can cut like an hour to an hour and a half of time. But also, a long stretch of that is in Wyoming and places like this where
there's nobody
the
else.
speed limits are basically question marks. It is essentially, it's like, how do you feel?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can shave some time off, and usually the cops are pretty cool with it too. They don't really care. So, but yeah, when you're trying to do that in the city, like.
Did you guys ever get nailed by cops coming out of Colorado, going up through Wyoming?
No.
See, yeah, when I lived up there, my wife got nailed like 3 times. So, yeah.
Wow.
So, and I got pulled over once. But just right across, right past the fireworks stand. So, or there was a couple times where I actually went up, 76, and it hit I-80.
Was that the one that goes
way up to Sterling? So, and then there's that.
I never went that way.
What is it, Sydney? Or what's the town? There's a town there that you get. It's just past the border, Oglala.
Okay,
right before then, where you can take a left and you can go straight north through Nebraska.
I never went that way. I don't think. Well, I think I might have once, but
I never touched Nebraska.
No.
Yeah, I'd come. Well, I was on the. I guess coming from that other part of depending on which part depending on which part of North Dakota, like cutting through that last corner of Nebraska was actually faster. But if you were in like the Williston area, it's like, get it.
Yeah, no, you just go through. Because you went through Black Hills then, right?
Yeah.
Coming back, yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I did.
You know.
Many times.
And there's this part where you can tell that you're in Montana. It just feels like Montana.
It's sunnier. It's not blowing wind to the kind that peels the paint off your car.
Yeah. It's there's this part that's like equal parts like welcome and get out. Right? It's really weird.
Go get.
Yeah, and then like Wyoming is just its own place.
If I never go back, it'll be too soon. So,
I may see Yellowstone at some point.
I may go to Yellowstone. My daughter has expressed no interest in doing that though, so I think I might be off the hook. So,
yeah, and you don't seem like the one to spearhead that trip.
No, there's a lot of other national parks that I'd rather go see.
Yeah.
So yeah,
even within this state, yeah.
Yes, that don't require me driving through Rock Springs to get there.
Rock Springs.
You've been that part? Yeah. So if you think the eastern part of Wyoming is bad, holy shit.
I worked right outside Rock Springs.
I'm so sorry,
The
dude.
service there is just brutal.
I was in Rawlins, so that's it, and that is probably like the most depressing town I've seen. So
I would argue that the Indian-owned Mandaree, North Dakota, gives it a run for its money, but
Mandaree was better than Rock Springs.
Really?
Holy shit!
Wow.
Rock Springs sucked.
Mandaree only had one store.
Yeah, I'll take that because where we were drilling. There's nothing.
There's nothing out there, man.
Because, you have like your gas station with the store in it, the restaurant, or
Mandaree doesn't have that.
But then you drive into nowhere.
Oh.
And you're just...
Yeah, it's...
Why do they call it Rock Springs? Is it a city or is it...
It's... I mean, I would say it's probably...
decent...
It's a decent-sized town, but...
Rock Springs had all the stuff.
Yeah, they got
that's it. It's there. and then
There's nothing.
you're yeah.
It's miles and miles and miles of dirt.
That's a pretty apt description of Wyoming. in
Yeah,
general,
but
yeah.
Wyoming's kind of like, it's different, man, because at least that part of eastern Wyoming, at least you're not too far from Cheyenne. So wherever you are, you can get down to
Okay.
Cheyenne pretty quick. Rock Springs, Green River, and Rawlins are 3 carbon copy towns in the middle of nowhere. You know? And they are very far from anything.
super windy, like
No, it's crazy.
non-stop. I mean, it is just
Well, it's like a canyon.
terrible.
So it's a big, like 100-mile wide canyon.
Like
And so,
we had to get a box satellite on location to be able to get service. And that would cut out tons of time.
because of the wind.
Yeah, it's just
You weren't out there in the winter, were you? Oh yeah, it's so
horrible.
bad. It's so cold.
Was that the place where you guys were strapping the tools? Like one person like leaves the car.
We did that in North Dakota.
Okay, all right.
That was pretty terrible too. But yeah, North Dakota's cold, but at least I don't know. It just feels homier.
North Dakota, I will give it credit, is there are a lot of parts of the seasons where you're like, fuck this, right? But there's a section in the spring when the things melt and the place becomes beautifully green, and and you sit there and say like, well, I would buy something up here if it's not as cheap as you think it would be. In fact, it's kind of expensive.
It was as cheap as you would think it would be.
Oh,
Then the boom hit,
yeah,
and then it changed.
Because there are places out there, it's like, it's so nice over here. Like, you could do this. If you could get this for like, like the mortgage price on the back of like the Monopoly cards, you're like, so
I'll take a 40% discount. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is absolutely. I'll buy some land at this. Like, somebody couldn't pay your bills. I'm buying this from you. But then when I actually looked up the property values, I'm like, you're fucking kidding me.
Okay, here's the big difference.
Huh.
When I was in North Dakota, cold, all that stuff, I was still able to play games with you guys.
Oh.
Rock Springs, you're moving your phone to a spot and then leaving it there while you do your phone call.
There were parts of the eastern
Oh,
Wyoming
boy.
that were like that
Yeah.
too.
Because otherwise, you just feel like you're in the Stone Age. Like you're cut off from technology, from all your stuff. You're just like, well, I can sit here, and I'll sit
Read
here.
that book.
I haven't read a book in
Yeah.
a year. Now it's time again.
Jesus. I can imagine too, like when you're actually outside and you're with somebody, if it's like that windy, it's constantly like, huh? I can't, huh? What? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad that
I'm
crap
I'm
is
never going back there.
all done.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's almost no place in Wyoming I'd actually go back to.
Voluntarily, no.
Yeah, I'd go back to Omaha again. So Nebraska driving that wasn't that bad, and it's green. So yeah, it's not like offensively brown like all of Wyoming.
So I will say this: there are some parts of Wyoming that I actually thought were very pretty, like the parts where, and I've said this before, I think the formations where you actually drive where they've cut through the sedimentary rock is like so cool, right? But you're over and through with that, right? It's not, I'm going to build a house here.
No.
Because this is where the road is.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
for a
nothing
reason.
to do. Yeah, I mean, unless you have like horses or something, and that you're into that,
I
then
agree.
it's great.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the ranch land is basically eaten up already. So I mean, there are some rich people living in that part of the country. Yeah. So, but it's also just kind of like Chugwater. I remember stopping at Chugwater and being like, what the. Why?
It was the least
God, they had a sign up that
They did.
yeah.
for chili or something.
Oh, I can't remember what it was, but they did have one gas station.
yeah, you're right. There was something special.
Home
that
of
you
the
could get.
famous
Yeah.
chug water something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like you look at it every time you say, why is it named that?
You know, I didn't think of that, but
And then you realize how simple it is. It's like, all right, so what did you do here?
we had water.
Right, yeah, there's a well.
Let's build a
Yeah,
town.
let's build a town here. Yeah. I went to a party there once. This was the most like redneck bar that I'd ever been into. Yeah.
Why?
And some of the guys that I worked with lived there or lived
Oh.
like in that area, and so it was like one of the places where everybody's like, "Hey, yeah, we're getting together." It was like a Labor Day thing or something. So, and oh my gosh, man, it's just like, I think this is actual blood. I'm just
What's weird? It's
like you can scrape the nicotine off with your fingers.
Oh.
It's so thick. It's so thick.
Yeah. It's sort of like I mean, if it's conducive to your mindset, I think that place would be like a paradise, right? I can see a lot of people that if your dream there's a certain amount of like, especially like if you have like I want to own a lot of something and drive my four-wheeler here and stuff like that. I can imagine that's great, right? Same thing goes, visited my mom, Portland was depressing. Portland was, it rained every day.
I didn't get the rain.
It rained every minute of every day. Right, so, I mean, I like the idea of when you go out there, it's... it felt to me it felt more like a jungle in some ways because it was so green. It was so
Washington's the same way.
Yeah.
And I've known people that love that, but I mean this thing that it just encourages you. It doesn't say you have to be inside, but it strongly encourages it.
Right, yeah. Don't you want some hot cocoa?
Absolutely.
And, curl
Right.
up, watch some Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't been to Portland, but I've been to Seattle a couple times, and then and a little bit south of there, and it's like I find the forest oppressive. It's just
In some ways,
huge.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tall. They're tall. It's very thick. It's like you can't stick your finger in it.
It feels ancient.
Yeah, it feels ancient.
Yeah, it does.
And it's pretty, but yeah, it would get a little bit like, I don't like that, man. So like I've gone like even this last year when we went back to Michigan's like that now.
Is it?
Fucking trees? It's trees. So
Oh.
yeah, well, farms and then trees. And so,
Right.
but where there's not farms, there's trees, and yeah, it's just
Okay.
like everything is surrounded by forest, and it's just like, man, there's no verticality to it either. So there's no hills. And so you can't see how far
right,
something is, and that
right.
just freaks me out, man. Here in Colorado, I mean, you can drop me just about anywhere in the state. I'll be able to figure out pretty quick where I'm at. So, but
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, driving through some of those states on the way back, like when it was like thunderstormy, like and the clouds would just like
huge.
go
Yeah.
up, and it was just like, I feel so tiny.
Yeah.
This is gonna swallow me.
Where did you what like Utah or where were you going?
No, I was like going through South Dakota or something.
Oh,
You're just
okay.
on the road and there's just wide open everywhere, and it would just be like the lightning looked like it's just climbing
wow.
Yeah.
way up like to the moon, and you're just like,
Jesus, it sounds almost spiritual.
it was creepy to
Yeah.
me.
They get big, man. I mean, we used to have like huge ones in Nebraska. So, yeah. I mean, they didn't even care. It was like, oh, it's tornado warning. But nobody gives a shit. So, it's like, whatever.
Things every
Speaking
day.
of which, all right, did you all get a phone call from the police
From
recently?
the police?
Yes, about like a silver alert about an 82-year-old man that was missing, and
Nope.
No.
I got a call and a text message from the police.
It must have been really close to here then.
Yeah. I was.
So they don't want you to run for politics, but they want you to.
They eventually got me.
Did they?
Oh, they asked you too, huh?
They got me.
What was the party? The People's Party or whatever it is? The friendship party.
Yeah. This is there you go. Yeah. Sheriff's Department has been asking the public to be on the lookout for missing adults. 7400 Allen's Park. Do you have any idea where that?
I don't.
Okay. 82-year-old black male, 5'6", 190 pounds. And then they texted me and called me when he'd been found.
That's interesting. It must have been really close.
It must have been if you guys did, like, I get it if he didn't get it, but you and I are pretty close.
We're
to
pretty
each other,
close.
so.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right.
I think I saw them tweet about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't remember. Yeah, I never got a phone call or a text. I have gotten those in the past. I had one. I had one a while ago.
That's the first one I've ever gotten.
So you've gotten the Amber Alert ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody gets those.
Yeah.
So, and actually, they do the Blue Alert too.
What's the Blue Alert?
The Blue Alert is when there's a dangerous fugitive somewhere. So yeah, and they only use that like if they're like, actually, this guy's packing heat, and he says he's going to use it right now. So make sure.
So this is shelter in place, basically.
Kind of, but it's also like I think the last one had something to do with the guy who had jacked a car. And so you can't say like, oh, he's right over here. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like a shelter in place like at a school. My daughter had that the other day. Her school went in a lockdown.
Drill
So,
or
yeah.
no?
Doherty did too for something. I saw that the other day too.
Just shots fired in the area? Or
I
was there
can't remember. Yeah. So
I've done it. Yeah.
I put shots fired in the air.
Dude, I was pretty sure that I heard like two like down that way.
Oh, I've heard gunshots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ran into my kid's former GT teacher.
Oh.
And she's just started talking about stuff and mentioned the high school that he was going to be going to. She's like, yeah, you might want to get out of there.
What, Falcon?
Yeah. And I was like, well, why?
Yeah,
and she's like, so I don't know if they've changed it, but because they were a failing school, they removed the letter D from grades, and a 28% and above was a C.
28%?
28%.
That's
and if you
ridiculous.
and if you had a 58 or 62%, it was a B.
That's the D. Yeah.
And so like she's like, yeah, my niece went there, and then when she went to college, she got like a 68% on the thing and was like, why is this a D? She's like, that's how grades work.
You're at a grown-up
you're at grown-up school. And we don't do D's, so
Really?
well, it's for a very but I mean C's like I think one of my syllabus C doesn't even start until 74%. So, but anything below that's an F. So, and the reason why we don't do D's is because first of all, like it still counts as a pass in some curriculum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it doesn't actually count towards your it hurts your GPA. So fundamentally, if it's in a your major, it will not count towards it. So it has to be 2.0 or higher. So we just like fuck it, There's no reason to hand out D's. Just make it an F. That way you can take it over again. So know. Yeah.
But yeah, then I walked into the school and was just like, hey, I got some questions. Like,
Oh, you went to the school?
Yeah, I just went in. I just showed up and was like, hey, can I ask some questions? Like, yeah, what's up? I was like, so I hear about this grading. We fixed that. She's like, we're back to a normal grading system. Like 100% normal? She's like, yeah, we got everything's back to 100% normal.
A's and B's, not S's.
Like,
and U's.
all right. I was like,
and PPs and
I was like, 28% is a C? And she's like, oh, and then they would have it where you could retake tests a limited amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
So the students would actually go in, fail the test, get all the answers, and then go in.
Oh, they wouldn't change the answers?
No.
Oh, that's retarded. So yeah.
I was just like, oh god. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
That's yeah.
This might be legit. So
that's terrible.
what's tough, man. I mean, this is something that you know, again, this is a discussion I had earlier on this week, you know, too, about like the this had more to do with, you know, things over there on the West Coast where they're doing away with, you know, certain things like this where it's absolute the racism of low expectations.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, any situation where you're looking at this and saying like the solution to this is to drop,
Drastically lower the bar.
like how the fuck would you feel if you, it's like, well, sure, well, I passed. All I needed was a 28%. Why was I even going?
You gotta see if that changes though after that affirmative action ruling. So, you know,
It's
if it actually goes back to the point in time. Well, it did. I mean, Harvard, whatever, they do whatever the fuck they want, but you know, all your state schools are gonna
well,
have to
no, Harvard got, they lost that case.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think you can force a change on them. So I don't know. They'll find some way to weasel out of it. So your state schools won't, though, because they take in federal dollars.
Yeah, no, that's the,
Well, and that's where most of your kids are going to go. And so, you know,
Harvard has different problems right now.
Harvard has all kinds of problems, man. So yeah, it's just kind of its own island out there. So
Frankly, the newest one is the one I find the most enjoyable.
which one is this?
With the one where, if you think about the current conflict going on in the Middle East,
Right.
okay, my question to you would be, do you think Harvard has more donors that are Palestinian or Jewish?
Oh, that's not even a. I mean, there's not even remotely a comparison.
Right. So
Yeah.
Harvard right now is having a lot of their idiotic staff and their idiotic students are doing a
Yeah.
lot of free Palestine bullying, and there's I can't even tell you how many signers that have said our endowments go if you don't knock this the fuck off right.
Yeah. I saw, you know, as much as I hate it, Gus Dershowitz was talking about that the other day. So
Yeah, I don't know what to think about him. I don't.
dude, that guy wrote on Epstein plane more than anybody else.
He seems
Yeah.
like a real scum.
I mean, like, when Bill Clinton wasn't going, he took a seat. You know?
I think it's like I think Bill Clinton. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different story. It's like he'd come in there and be like, "Bill, you're in my seat."
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
I don't see your name on it. It's like right there.
right? Yeah, it's on the nameplate.
I embroidered it.
Right.
I had the time. Yeah, it's so that's the thing is, and fuck them. Yeah, because if they're gonna play that game, then you know, you don't get to deal in deliberate division without reaping some of what you.
Yeah, it's starting to come to that in a lot of respects. You know, I mean, not just their endowment and stuff, but I mean, just in terms of like people actually looking at it as like, all right, so some of these schools have gone completely loony, so on this stuff.
It's their staff. I mean, look, and I don't
Part of
get me
it's the
wrong.
staff, part of it's the students. When you get people who are like-minded in one place and they think that their opinion actually fucking matters, you know, so, and really when it comes down to it, I mean, the thing that happened the other day that I thought was really interesting was a couple of the big Wall Street firms came out and said, yeah, you can kiss your job offers goodbye. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Wait, what's the situation here?
Well, there was a couple of people from Wall Street who ran very large firms. I don't think Jamie Dimon was one of them, but I did recognize one of the names. I'm just spacing it right now. And he said, flat out, you know, he's like, yeah, so we'll be hiring elsewhere. It was for lawyers, is what it was for. It was for lawyers.
Wow.
In particular, so there's a couple of large firms in New York that always pull in, you know, people from Harvard Business or Law School every single year.
Yeah,
They say, we're not hiring from Harvard this year unless you guys knock that off. So,
Just a lawsuit waiting to happen, man.
well, what's illegal about it? I mean,
Well, no. If you, dude, this is the. So I heard this, you know, guys that we're talking about, specifically like in the entertainment industry, right? And they've made it perfectly clear. They're like, look, we've been through all the courses, we've seen all the stuff, and the only answer we've had is we hire straight white males. Why? Because everyone else is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
who said this?
A couple of different guys, like on different things I've listened to that talked about like when they're hiring people for like their staff, right?
Yeah.
And they're hiring like assistants and things like that. It's like we shoot for straight white male now because the people from the protected class, it's like they're losing jobs because of this.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's generally true in like corporate, like, I mean,
no.
Because I mean, when you do hiring, it's blind. I don't even know what the fuck you are. I mean, I can figure it out if you got too many vowels in your name,
but you're not supposed to see that.
No,
yeah,
absolutely not.
You're gonna do a LinkedIn search, or
you're not supposed to. So, but if
really,
no, you're not supposed to. So,
some
that's
places
not
do.
on their resume and stuff.
No, well, I'm sure it is and things like that. But again, like working for the state, they have pretty rigorous rules about.
For the state, yeah, there are plenty of places that do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, most corporations are going to do it that way, at least if they're serious, But if you're a small mom and pop shop or if you're a specialized thing, then fuck you, make your own rules, man. And so that's when you get in trouble. So
no, like today, one of the stories that came out is I didn't know. Y'all are married and stuff like this. You're familiar with endometriosis?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it for sure.
All right. Well, it's a women's only disease, right?
Is that from cat turds? Is that the cat turd disease?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. It has to do with the reproductive organs.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they made their CEO a trans male.
What do you mean?
Who did?
The Endometriosis Association of America hired like a trans man as their CEO.
Gosh, yeah.
Literally cannot ever
go
through this.
Right, you cannot get endometriosis. Well, okay, all right, fine, whatever. I mean, there's guys who actually march in breast cancer awareness and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that's one guy on this level raising money for this.
Right, yeah.
I am in charge of this.
Yeah. Well, what does that thing do? I imagine that's what they do is they raise money for that. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, there comes a point where you have to say, like, no, we can't do this.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be curious to see what the Olympics does. So.
There's the Olympics. Okay, so the really funny one this week, right? The best one this week, the one that I laughed at the hardest, right? So, have any of you guys paid attention to military recruiting over the past 5-7 years or so?
Yeah, yeah. Probably more than you think.
Okay. So, what was funny about what came out this week?
Well, I don't know if it was really that funny, but it was getting back to the old 2010s ads. So
it was all white guys.
There's some black guys in there.
There's two.
Yep. So
in the background.
Yeah.
Right. This was
But they are there.
Okay. Now, their sexual identity is not disclosed.
No.
But this was as classic, white guys kick ass, and this is how it goes, right? Which is why the funniest thing was, oh shit, we're going to war. Because that was the turnaround on this was, well, if you haven't been hitting your goals, right? And you have to flip this, in a second, there must be something deeper going on than people think.
Well, I mean, I don't buy any of the wokeness taking over the military shit. So,
well, they've been peddling it.
I get it, but you get a couple guys, I watched the guy in the Navy who people, oh my God, the Navy's going completely soft, because they had this one trans influencer. He wasn't even trans, he was gay. So, influencer.
No, the trans person is the people who are in charge of it.
Well, okay, fine.
Fucking lunatic. But anyway.
Yeah, but that's not the person who's in charge of all the military recruiting out there. They do hundreds of different types of campaigns every single year. So, and that's not even how they get most of the people. They mostly get the people is by putting a guy in a Marine Corps uniform and marching him through a fucking high school. So that's still the best way to do it. But
you actually just make a personal connection with these people.
But that being said, the Army did have some pretty bad ads over the last year. So some of them were like, oh my God. So they had this one where it was with all this tech gear in it, and so it looked like Transformers fucking movie.
Yeah.
So you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. It wasn't that one's as bad as
the ones that they're getting powers.
Yes.
The interceptor and glows yellow and
yes.
Yeah.
So there's
says, you want me to shoot that down for you, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course this like it's the woman one with like I was raised by my two mothers.
Right, yeah. That they jerked that one pretty quick. So that one was absolutely a terrible idea. Same thing with the CIA ad. So
I have not seen a CIA.
Oh, you got to go watch that one, man. That's like it's the most cringe. Like, it's completely not what you think about the CIA. It's not a family-friendly organization, so that appeals to young working mothers, single mothers. You'll have to go watch that one. Yeah, it was weird. It's like, I'm proud to be in the CIA, so, I grew up in the barrio. Kind of thing. It's like, what the fuck, man? So why are you guys even...
Everything I make fun of when they try to write ethnic characters and
Yeah, it's worse than that ad I was ragging on last week. So
which one were we picking on last week?
That fucking just like your king says,
That's right.
I still hear it every day, man. It's on the radio every day. But so like the military is not hitting its except for like the Air Force and the Marine Corps always hit their goals. So the Army has a huge fucking problem right now, and the Navy has an even worse problem. So
wow.
Yeah, because at least people like in the Navy, it's like, yeah, you're going to be on a ship for 9 months out of the year. People are like, fuck that,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then people in the Army are like, well, I don't get to pick where I live, so I'll join the National Guard instead. Or something like that. And so, but at the same point in time, it's just like, okay, that's not the same commitment.
No,
not even close. Yeah, and the Army's just kind of had a bad rap. So as being kind of like, I mean, all these guys came back, and they like, you have the full range of PTSD and alcoholism and the guy who cuts in line, so to get his discount, kind of like all this bad shit that, most veterans like really frown upon.
Yeah.
But we all see that.
Yeah.
So people are like, maybe I won't go in the Army. Uncle Jimbo's never been the same.
I can imagine. Yeah, I imagine that was as volatile as when people were coming back from Vietnam. Yeah.
No, Vietnam was much worse. Much worse.
In terms of just not being welcome back as being liked.
It was. I remember my buddy Dave, who I used to work with at the airport. He told the story about how he got out after his tour and he flew into Seattle and he stripped off all his uniforms in the bathroom and threw them away. So, yeah, because they would beat the shit out of him in the parking lot. So if he was wearing that stuff. I don't think that happened to anybody who came back from Iraq.
No.
So
the Army doesn't have that bad a rap then.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it was. Well, that was a draftee Army, though.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, is the Army keeps trying, all the military we want to be an all-volunteer force. It's not going to fucking work if there's a war. So it's not going to work. The generation that's 18, 19 right now is not big enough to fight a war. So, so unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So looks like I ran.
You oscillate on this.
I'm worried about the China, man. I'm worried about the China one. I don't think the Iran thing's going to go. So I don't think so.
I don't think they want to do this.
I don't think so
I think
either.
that's the issue.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, did you see the results there of Xi Jinping came to?
He's coming to San Francisco this week.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, he
it's
did.
weird.
Did you see what they did?
No.
Okay, so
Who did?
the people of San Francisco, right? So
Statue.
No.
no, not the statue. It's the homeless, right?
Did he clean them all out?
Yeah. So like this was.
Built a bunch of incinerators.
Well, that was my joke. Was they showed so they show the streets before, right? And there's tents and homeless people everywhere, and then they're all gone, and there's a whole bunch of fences up, right? And
That are painted to look like the buildings directly behind them.
no. They're just straight up fences to say like you will not cause a disruption in the streets. And so my joke was like, don't eat hot dogs for like 6 to 8 weeks after all the homeless people disappeared, right? But
Okay.
yeah. So the takeaway from this, and this is a good point, is like, so wait a second. You guys can solve the problem,
Sure.
but you're not.
I wonder how much the government actually did that, like the feds.
Well, so this is the thing. This is the famous Hawaii example that they always told me about. Was
Hawaii example?
Uh-huh. So in Hawaii, there's a pretty decent homeless population, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, the government of Hawaii pays these people to go into the forest every night, right?
Oh, really?
So they're not out there when the tourists are all like fucking around out there.
That's interesting. I never heard
Yeah, and that's the thing is they have enough money to do that. It's Hawaii, everything's expensive. So they have money to do that,
yeah.
right? But that's their agreement is, hey, don't bother the tourists. Take this money, go into the forest,
Smoke your weed there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It grows. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I mean, we worked with a guy that basically that was his high school job was, he would just like pick the stuff and sell it to his friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you remember him?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he worked for United because he lived in Hawaii. Like Brandon, I think his name was. He lived in Hawaii.
Does he
like,
have Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And he told us like
You're right.
that was my high school job. Was
Yeah.
it's like it grew out there, just picked it. And
Yeah, he just picked
sold it.
Huh.
It's like it just grows naturally out
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So, yeah, they just pay them. They go into the woods, they get high, and they come out in the morning.
So they didn't do that in San Francisco, though.
They don't have
I
money.
don't know where they went. Nobody does. They're just gone right now.
Well,
Look, if they have half the gumption towards solving the homeless problem as I do with the immigration problem, they're gone. I don't think that they did that.
no, I doubt it. So I'd be curious as to where they went. Did they just put them up in hotels for
Would
3
be my
weeks?
guess.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Operations.
They did that. Well, so they did that up in Seattle last year. So what was it? It was the All-Star game. Was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so they went through with
Right.
fucking bottles and chains and cleaned out all that shit. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, weren't they talking about like some of those like hotels were so fucked up?
they didn't put them in hotels. They bulldozed the camps in Seattle. They threw all their shit out.
I'm thinking of
Yeah.
New York. Yeah, it's New York.
No,
where,
New York-
where the damage they did to them.
Dude, New York's got a fucked up law that I didn't even know about.
What's
So
this one?
there is something in the state law there where they cannot refuse people housing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that. And
Yeah.
so it was like, oh, that's why that city's fucked.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're triple fucked.
Yeah,
It's
did
not even
know.
just like an attitude thing. They put it into law.
It's a state law
Yeah.
too, and so
Yeah.
it affects. And so like, there's like people are like, well, New York City should secede from New York. So,
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Well, Mayor Eric there is in serious legal trouble
What the
right
fuck
now.
happened now? I saw the FBI raided his shit. So,
Yeah, he and his staff because there is
what were they doing?
they're looking for money. There's a
Oh,
yes, evidently
in
there
a
is
cookie jar.
Already?
there is evidently very good evidence that he was taking illegal money from Turkey.
Oh, gross, man.
Yeah.
Well, why would Turkey want him?
That I can't answer that. That was the first thing
That's
I said.
weird.
Like, what is the Turkey New York agenda that
Right,
they would
yeah.
be saying? Like, we really need you on our side,
Yeah,
right?
that one's
Take
weird.
the money,
Yeah,
right? I would presume that there is an agency or a group in Turkey that probably has something more to do with that.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily like country, but they pointed out where the origin is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, his staff got raided, and then he got raided, and
So they got his emails. Haha.
they straight up took all of his electronics.
They took his phone. Okay, they're pretty serious.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think they
took
ever
the
even
phone.
took Donald Trump's phone. So-
No, I think, I think that, they kind of treated it like Deflategate when they went after like his stuff.
What was Deflategate again?
Brady
That's right.
lowered the ball just
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
right.
Because Tom Brady never coughed up his phone.
Right.
No, he did not.
Yeah. So
They
they
said-
got Eric Adams' phone though, huh?
In fact, I'm pretty sure that's why he got the 4-game suspension instead of like 2,
Because he didn't cooperate.
because he didn't cough up his phone. Now, do I think that in the grand scheme of things that was like a bullshit thing? Yes, absolutely. Um, it doesn't matter because they won the fucking Super Bowl that year anyway. But the I like that attitude of like, no, I'm not going to give this to you.
So how's Belichick looking now?
Oh man, he doesn't look good.
That shot of him with his hands in his head. Oh man, that one broke my heart. Although, again, they did win the game against the Bills. They still have problems. And they only lost by 4 points. We'll see.
He looks old, man.
He does look old.
He's looking old.
He does look old, but
Losing ages you.
So I think someone pointed out that Pete Carroll's actually older than he is. So, and he looks like 15 years younger.
And he jumps and like
Right, yeah.
yeah.
So
I believe that between them there is one Bowflex, and
Do you think
was the one that uses it.
right, yeah. There's
Do you
one
think
yoga mat,
Belichick?
and there's one box of donuts.
Do you think Belichick can even smile anymore? It looks like his face can never make a smile again.
Well,
Like those creases are like so embedded in permafrown.
I don't think his smile muscles have atrophied per se, but I just don't think that he cares for it.
I prefer not to.
Smiling is a weird
It's just it's like he has like 6 calories to use throughout the day, and he's not going to waste it on sharing joy with anyone. So it's a birthday, huh? Okay.
Best wishes.
Got it.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Good job. Keep it up. Yeah.
So I hear you beat cancer. Well done.
Well done.
Yes.
Yep. Glad it worked out.
Yeah, I don't think he looks great right now, but again, it's like one bad season. Yeah, like one bad season in a string of. You're coming off the most successful run in NFL history, right? And even the crappy seasons, like the 7-9 season, like from last year. All right, got it. That's pretty bad for him.
Well, at least they're going in the right direction. Wait, oh no, I mean, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. No, this is. I don't want to hear this shit because you're not. The history does not agree with what you're saying right now.
That he rode Tom Brady.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's ridiculous.
All I know is
The combination was
one
great.
dude left and got another ring.
Oh, every single year that he was away from New England?
Doesn't matter.
All of them?
Doesn't matter.
All of them?
Made the playoffs.
And then,
All of them.
okay. And
Somebody else hasn't.
so you're also taking the coincidental turn of the final turnaround, right, of the Bills and the Dolphins finally also becoming competitive teams during the time when the Patriots have sort of, kind of collapsed here and saying like, oh, this must all be quarterback. Now, I'm going to say here that the new guy didn't even play the whole game today.
Who's the new guy?
Jones did not play the entire game today,
He
and
shouldn't have played as long as he did.
I agree.
That
Now,
was a terrible pick.
I agree.
Actually, both of them.
Yes, I agree. This is not the
How bad did they lose today?
4 points.
Oh,
15
okay.
to 6.
I didn't see that.
Look, the problem.
Well, it was on at 7:30 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Oh,
this happened.
happened.
This didn't
It was
happen.
over in merry old England.
Yes.
No,
Where was it?
Germany
Oh, Germany.
was the second
Ironically,
Germany game.
the place where they like the Jews. No.
Dude, I don't. Patrick, they're vandalizing Jewish houses
Where?
in London.
Oh, yeah, London is... I think London might be a lost cause for a little bit.
I feel like tomorrow they're going to be breaking glass.
They might be. Oh, see, that'd be, yeah, there we go. That's called parallel construction, right? So,
I don't understand.
Kristallnacht. Yeah, it's the night the Nazis broke all the Jewish shops.
Oh.
So. France stood up today, though. So, see that?
France and Spain. Spain,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they are actually having anti-socialist rallies.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on in London? Like, are they just broken?
It's just weird. Yeah.
London has been like, they used to joke about it. They used to just call it like little Pakistan, right? But
There's 12 million people who live there, man. So
this is what I'm talking about: is
Yeah.
the fact that day after day they've been over there, like organizing and defacing. Like all the British cops out there are out there protecting British monuments because they've been
Yeah.
getting defaced by Palestinian bullshit.
Were they able to actually protect the cenotaph the other day? I didn't know. I didn't look.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is. I mean, I do like to see that New Yorkers have started, standing up to this.
There was a great thing that was going viral on Twitter last week with those two construction workers harassing the fuck out of that dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
They even did that fake New York thing where he's holding him back.
Yeah.
It's okay, Johnny. You don't have to get them. You don't have to get them all.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, and some fucking douchebag in Brooklyn was tearing him down, and he ran afoul of some Russians, and he caught boots for it.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm tired of this shit. There's this thing like,
I saw a guy on a truck yesterday on Powers flying a big old Israeli flag out of the back of his truck. So
yeah, I haven't seen a Palestinian.
I
before
don't
out
think
here.
you're gonna
No.
see one around here.
No.
Man. I'd be really surprised. I mean, if it did happen, I know exactly where it would happen. So it would be that campus downtown. So that has like only 500 students.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't need to go down there because they opened a Wooglin's Deli up here.
They have a local. So that's not your problem. Yeah.
And God knows I'm not dating anybody from that campus anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that was where I did the yearbook camp as well.
You did yearbook camp down there?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Boo.
a brilliant campus.
Parts of it look like Hogwarts, but yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I mean, there's clearly money there.
Yes.
Yes.
So, considering how few students they have more faculty than they have fucking students. So
Yeah, that ratio is
ratio is pretty messed up.
I
down
think
there.
you advertise it on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they good at hockey?
great.
are
at
good.
hockey.
Okay, no.
Yeah. We have two awesome hockey colleges.
What's the other one?
DU.
Oh, in the state. I thought you said
Yeah.
city.
Oh, not
Yeah.
us. No.
Yeah, I was like, Air Force
Personally.
kind of stinks. Yeah.
Well, not athletics first. I mean,
Yeah, no. But, I mean, they've had a couple years here and there, but
They were good this year.
they were good
blew
this
it.
year. Oh, the football team? Yeah.
how is I haven't checked in on CU. How is
Oh, yeah, that
Uh-oh.
yeah. So,
What?
there are too many people calling out a little bit early. So,
wait a minute.
They were at the mountaintop and they
And-
went
yeah.
crashing.
Did they
through
peak
the
early?
They peaked very early. About week 4.
Yeah.
Have they leveled out at all?
It
Or
was week 3 because they've lost every game since.
every
Oh, I thought they lost one. They weren't undefeated 3-0.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1-3.
No, they beat Texas.
They beat TCU. They beat
Then Nebraska.
Nebraska,
Then-
who apparently is fraudulent anyway. I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
And then CSU.
They did beat CSU, and then they got clobbered by
Oregon.
yeah, Oregon,
And then USC.
and then USC murdered them.
No, Oregon murdered them. They
Oh yeah,
they
you're
almost
right.
came
You're right.
back.
Yeah,
against
they almost
USC.
came back. USC.
And
Did you see
then
that? They're at USC. Somebody broke into all their lockers, so it took all the fucking coaches' primes to like fling. So
Shut up.
No,
Really?
dead serious.
Stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
my
dead
God.
serious.
Well, his kid's making like $5 million a year now.
I know. Yeah.
that seems.
He's on commercials all the time. He's got they're
Yeah.
they're rolling onto campus in like Bentleys and
Mhm.
Are they,
all this kind of stuff.
tell me, there's at least some form of like pushback saying that maybe this wasn't a great idea to take.
No,
This was just
no, man.
this is the way of the world.
Yeah, everybody's excited about it still. So
Buy your championships. We're cool.
yeah, even like our my students, you know, it's like, would you go play? And they're, oh yes, you know. So like, even though he's got a reputation of just basically being a merc leader, so, and he's like, yeah, so.
But yeah, they had like a 29-point lead against Stanford, and they gave it up in the second half. And so since then and it's been like bad play calls at the end of close games.
Yeah.
And like, because they just blew. I don't know exactly what happened at the end of the one this weekend, but it was some terrible coaches' calls, and he just basically gave the game away. So,
well, is there still talk and saying that basically like Dion, like they're saying that, okay, so you got some rough edges, but some of these things can be ironed out?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
they like,
they still want to give him
Okay.
the whole truck and money and just be like, hey, you just stay here, dude. You're good.
But it's not like he came in and they're like, you, sir, are a huckster. And you
You've got this mobile wagon.
Well, the Oregon one, when CU was at the top, the Oregon coach was like, oh, CU over there, they're for clicks, we're for wins.
That's funny.
That's actually pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's,
pretty good.
Destroyed them.
fucking, they got told. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That works if you win, right? If it's
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose that, then you're just...
No, because they're right. Yeah, they're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's all Coach Front, like, the fact that they got off to 3-0 was like mind-blowing. And so they already got all their recruits that are like coming in and everything.
So
They'll
the
be
team
loaded.
will get better.
Team will be fine.
Yeah, the team's gonna get stacked. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Still something so scumbaggy about the NCAA now. It just seems. It seems even
They
more
were
crooked.
doing it before. It just was more in the shadows.
Right.
At least I can pretend that
You're right.
it didn't exist.
Yeah, you say, oh, these guys are here for the sport, you know.
Right. Yeah, so, like, Ohio State, like, I could look at them and say they're not as bad as blank. I could say that, even though I knew they were crooked, I could say they're not as bad as blank who got caught. Right?
Yeah. Now nobody gets caught.
Right. Now it's just all out in the open.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Fine.
Well, how long is it going to be before people just start jumping right from high school into the NFL?
NFL won't let it happen.
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah.
Because the stars will get broken in half.
Yeah.
What, the young guys or the older guys?
The young guys.
Yeah.
You throw an 18-year-old out there, his body's going to snap in
Yeah,
two.
but that's kind of the idea. You just burn through your running backs even faster. So,
I would argue that the running back developmental process through college is crucial for having any kind of like running backing skills. Like high school doesn't do enough for you to cut you loose on that.
It's just not big.
It doesn't matter because
Yeah,
they have an
probably
age
just not
restriction
big enough,
anyway,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, the NFL said.
the NFL has an age restriction.
Yeah.
Well, they just said you can't commit right away. Yeah, I don't know if it's an age restriction. You
Oh.
have to have a certain number of years post high school
Oh, okay.
or something like that.
I don't know, considering how hard it is to find talent as is. I mean, the
They're
NFL just like
not-
burns through it, man. So,
They're not going to do it. No,
yeah.
them in college have they got a handshake.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah. So sports
Yeah.
are like, basically the only thing that are saving a whole bunch of colleges,
Yeah.
mine included. So, yeah, it's just, there's, I mean, that's why people go to college, and a lot of us like, oh, I got a scholarship, so I'm going to go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, I'm at peak, I'm a badass swimmer and I'm 18. What do I do next? It's like nothing. So I wait for 4 years until the next Olympics and compete against thousands of people.
Yeah.
Or you can go to college and swim.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is that. And hopefully there they also say like, okay, so swimming won't be your job.
Mm.
So please look
Yeah.
into accounting. Or,
Right. Yeah. you too can be an engineer.
Right.
So,
Right. Have you thought about the Army?
have you thought about that? So, Navy's hiring nuclear engineers.
Nuclear? Okay.
Nuclear.
Okay.
Yeah, nuclear.
I got to do something. You know, it's just like
Yeah, you gotta do something. It's okay, they all get drafted anyway.
we're too old.
You're too old. Suckers. I saw this guy on a TikTok the other day. He was like talking about how the draft was like tacky and carrying a gun was so like 1998 or something like that. I was like, dude, they're not gonna draft you, bro. You know?
You know, the thing that I like right now, their word draft, right? The people they get are the people that I honestly think would hate being in the military more than anything else in the world.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I haven't seen any good data on that. Like, I mean, our ROTC program's strong, so they still have plenty of candidates.
Oh, sure, sure.
I
No,
I
but
don't know if like the
Talking about drafting the people that don't even want to go to work.
exactly, because people that are like the age
you're
of like Mr.
going
Beast.
To the military.
Yes.
yeah.
Dudes running their YouTube channel and shit like that. I don't want to say I want to see these guys get drafted.
But I want to
But
see these
there's-
guys.
See, I
I just want to see them go
man.
through.
I mean, the guys that I have now, they work way harder than the ones that I had 5 years ago.
Well, they're all
So-
getting drafted.
That's all the same.
Yeah, okay. All right, I see where you're...
What's the age of drafts?
18.
18 to...
23, if I'm not mistaken.
That's it?
Well, unless they need more. So, we haven't done a draft since Vietnam, so...
Oh, really? I didn't
So,
know they
like-
limited it to just those...
So Ukraine
years.
was drafting like 18 to
50,
59.
yeah. Well, so is Russia, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because Russia refuses to recruit people in its two largest cities. Did you see that?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, they
actually.
will not recruit people out of Moscow. So all kinds of people move to Moscow. So, they get drafted. And so you get all these, freaking Russian yokels out there, where you have these farm towns that have been drained.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awful. That guy did show up, by the way. So Putin did show up the other day.
And it wasn't a hologram?
It wasn't a hologram. It might have been one of his Japanese doubles or whatever. Apparently, he's got 3 of them.
What did he do?
Bullshit, really?
Well, so they're not Japanese. There was a firm in Japan that studies facial recognition software, and they ran like a whole bunch of footage, and they think they've identified that there are actually 3 Putins. So by both voice
believe
and by
Mannerisms.
mannerisms, and then there were like specific words that they say differently.
Ah,
So
okay.
they're kind of like, okay,
Okay.
that's weird. So they ran it through, some kind of machine, some kind of like,
What if his brain is just failing him and, you slur more?
Possible.
and,
yeah.
I mean, Biden's words definitely
Oh
don't.
my god, he
so-
is so bad right now. Dude, his brain has got to be leaking out of his ears. So I saw him speak the other day. It was just like, oh my god, dude, please go take a nap.
Yeah.
He's getting bad, man. So I saw Kamala Harris speak the other day. Oh my god, it's like nails on. It is. I can't
worst
do it,
human
man. I
being.
cannot listen
I
to
know.
hear that lady speak.
know.
So it's so bad.
know.
So
It is that combination of not knowing what the fuck she's saying and then laughing to cover up the fact that she doesn't know what the fuck she's saying.
I've never, yeah. So they coined that word salad term. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. So
So who do you think will run?
I have no idea, man. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 other people in the Democratic Party who, there's like a congressman who was like, well, it's my duty to do it. No, it's like everybody's, who the fuck are you? So
Yeah.
then there's Gavin Newsom out there who's trying to he'll never win. I don't think he understands that.
Actually, I'm gonna pause you on that one. I don't think he wants to run, no matter what, in 2024 because I don't
Yeah.
think he wants to inherit what's going on right now.
Probably not, but I don't know how long his term in California is good for either. So I thought on the Republican side that Donald Trump, if he runs, would pick Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So, but she's only 2 years into her first term. She will not accept that. So she said so the other day. I thought for sure that if he was going to pick a woman, he'd pick her.
You
So,
don't think, what's her name? Haley?
oh, she's no,
No?
she's not going to make it.
They say that she won the debate.
Yeah, that's
The
what I
debates
heard.
were retarded. They were so bad.
I didn't listen. I didn't
Well,
pay attention to the last one.
I watched just a few of both of the last 2, and I was like, I can't take it anymore. I cannot take this anymore.
Well, minus a couple of decent sound bites out of Vivek Shemelek.
Well, like, what? The guy's like, I mean, he's against Israel, man. I can't do that right now.
No,
I can't do that. It's disqualifying at the moment.
No, he had a couple. I mean, the one that he actually pointed out where he was talking about the moderators of the debate, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was on point.
Yeah, that one was good.
He's right.
He's
absolutely right. But in terms of the rest of it, well, of course, and calling out Ronna McDaniel, that's. But she should have a target on her back.
Who?
The fucking GOP chairwoman, the one who basically allocates.
Oh, yeah.
That woman has no business running this. It's like she's been saying for 7 years, it's me, Dia Primero. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how she's getting away with it because she sucks at what she does.
Well, yeah, she does, but so Republicans did get a little spanked last week in several of the states. They got to make sure that none of that abortion shit's on the ballot next fall.
Exactly.
If they get
just pass on it.
If any of that shit sneaks in there, man, Donald Trump's going to lose votes in that state. So it's that simple. Well, actually, he won't lose votes. Other people who wouldn't vote will show up.
Yeah. Yes, and just you know what? If they want to do it, let them do it.
Oh no, it's you're right.
That's the well, and that's like don't campaign on it. Just like let it happen.
Yeah.
If they want to put that in their constitution, don't sit there and say like, "Oh, you Ohioans are shaking hands with the devil."
That one and the Mississippi one were weird. So
well, because look,
it was like this race is close. What the fuck?
because the thing about abortion is it's not that there are two positions; there are three.
There are dozens.
Well, no, just in terms of like the major ones, it's what they don't understand. It's like they think it is either for or against, but it's not. Yeah. It is for, against, and that's not my decision to make, right?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, there's a compromise like the 8 weeks or whatever.
Well, yeah, I understand, but and I think we can probably agree that there's something to do for that. But there's a big, part of that where they say like, okay, well, it's not a binary on or off thing, right? There are a lot of people that are saying like, well, okay, well, I'm for it in the sense that I'm not against it. It's not up to, there shouldn't be a law against it.
I think it's fine just to let the states decide.
Of course.
Yeah, but that does create opportunities where, because like local politics is much, much more powerful than national politics. National politics, you have to national politics, you really have to push hard to push the needle one way or another. But like in a state, if you have like even here, the thing with the property taxes last week, which got shot down because nobody read it. So they're all like, "Oh my God, yeah, you raised my taxes." Like, no. They're going to go up automatically if we don't pass this. And so then the next day there was all these op-eds about like, "Oh yeah, we didn't read that." So but it's one of these things where Doug Bruce got his guys together, his Tabor guys, and did all the the ads and shit. I know you don't watch Wheel of Fortune in the evening, do you?
No.
It's plastered with them. It's great. It was absolutely fucking. It was rotten with ads. So
well, that came up again. What were we rotten with last time?
We were lousy with something. I can't remember.
Were we lousy with gays?
We were lousy with gays. That's right. This place was lousy with gays. What was it though?
I don't remember. Look, dude. Okay, speaking of lousy with gays. This was the shit I was bitching about, like the day that you were attached to a dinner because of time differences. They sent me.
Oh, your show.
They sent. God damn it, dude! Like, and
you had to transcribe.
I've done no. And this is the thing. They hit me like that same night, so I'm like, okay, I can do this, but this is going to be a rough one. I ended up sending it back anyway because it was. I'm like, I can't do this. It's so. First off. Love and Hip Hop Miami is just, it trades on ignorance. Okay?
This is a TV show?
Yes.
What is it about?
It is about the stupidest people basically getting by on being part of black culture and not being held accountable for how fucking dumb they are.
Oh, right? Okay.
So take
this looks like Jersey Shore.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's worse because the tongue-in-cheek part of the Jersey Shore was, you guys are fucking idiots.
You guys are idiots, yeah. Right? Everybody kind of knew, yeah.
Versus, you guys are icons of the community.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And so you can't hand me the most ignorant people on the most ignorant show, and then take me and say like, no, actually, do this 60-minute interview with the gay black rapper on here who is, and you know me, I hate that minstrel version of gay.
Oh, yeah.
Do it on this show and turn it up to fucking 12. I got 4 minutes in, and I said,
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's all I said. I can't do it. I can't do it. And to reiterate for the 100th time, be gay.
Yeah.
Okay? Stop doing that. Stop.
Well, if you do it like, I don't know, it's an act. So do it as an act.
I know.
Yeah, you know. I don't think I've ever met, I mean, I've met a lot of gay people. I've never met someone who was just, like, even close to the stuff that are on TV.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe...
There was a student I couldn't stand because of it.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, there's definitely some weird students out there. So
It was in college years, yeah.
it was in college a long time ago? See, I don't think I had any gay... Well, I'm sure I did, but I didn't know.
Right.
So
Exactly.
gay friends in college at the time, but... Yeah, the closest guy, I had a boss once who was gay, and he was a little flourish, but you know, he was, when it came down to it, he was down to business. So
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and like,
Also
the
that
current
too.
boss is gay, and he's fantastic, and so he's a wonderful human being. You don't get any of that vibe from him. So
Yeah, that pissed me off. It's like, I can't do it. I can't. I just...
yeah, well, watching the debate was kind of, it's just like about 5 minutes. I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this.
It's a weird feeling. Yeah,
So, I can't listen to it. The same thing with Joe Biden's speech. I just can't do it no more. I'm sorry, buddy.
it's so painful because, you know, I've said it before and I still stick to it that regardless of what I think about the legitimacy of his placement there, and I still don't know what to think, right? I know that things are falling apart, even in the Atlanta situation or the Georgia situation. They've had to pull back certain things because there is evidence of like ballot stuffing and this stuff. So like, I don't know if it impacted things, but I know shit's going on. To the extent, but that's neither here nor there, right?
What about the election?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's.
I thought all those lawsuits had basically worked their way through.
Nope. There's still stuff going on, but
stay tuned.
I quit paying attention.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Well, look, I'm gonna.
I never saw where the numbers came from. So
If they cheated, they cheated well.
yeah, they cheated well
Congratulations.
enough, yeah, in order to get away with it. So
My argument here is that, all right, if you have suspicions of this, all right, then this time around you got to get your guys posted. You have to like, you cannot take no for an answer. You say like, we're going to have this under surveillance the whole time. This is not, you know, up for debate,
yeah, that's fine.
right? I'm okay with that, right?
Shit, man. Just this last one, they had guys, you know, with cameras at the drop boxes. So yeah, that's fine.
So-
I don't care.
That's fine. There was enough specific, like, again, the extent to which there were plenty of incidents where like, okay, well, you can't do this, right? Can't do this. This whole thing of like barricading out the windows where it's like, so you can't watch this. Like, what are you doing, right?
What do they do? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's
There,
okay.
Like that was in Philly, wasn't
It's
it?
Philly and Arizona. This is where, you know, this is where, yeah, they're blocking out the process and the whole thing of like, all right, so we're shutting down now. We're gonna recount in the morning. Look at all these votes that came in. Yeah, suspicious as shit. You should have had people watching the whole time. Don't let people think this. Because if you accidentally, I mean, if you,
I just didn't think the numbers were there though. I don't think that.
they're there,
Well, it would have taken thousands and thousands of fake votes.
and that's what. Again, I don't know because
Yeah.
again, it's the same graph where it's like you're winning by this much. Oh, the power went out basically. Now it's like this, and you know you won.
I thought that was due to the fact that that's when, you know, the mail-in ballots were being counted. So
Again, this is the same thing.
it's going to depend on the state,
everything
too.
went down. It's
Yeah.
basically it's like, well, we're shutting. It's like, why are you shutting? It's election night. You only work one night. You stay here till these are counted. The shit where they're like, we'll be done in a week.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't
what the
understand
fuck?
well, yeah,
This,
but that's up to that county, man. I mean,
again,
Yeah.
being up to that county doesn't mean you're doing a good job.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying like that. So right now the whole thing is like make sure you post up, make sure that you see everything.
What do you
But
mean post up?
have people there. Have
Oh, okay.
basically
Cameras
the
go
whole
the
thing.
time. Like I
have-
don't understand why you
When
don't
they're
have-
doing the counting or the voting?
Both.
Okay, but what if I mail my vote?
You check that too.
Yeah. Okay, they do.
How did they have so many
I
bullshit
have
signatures?
no idea about anything in other states, man. All I can say is that here there was not a problem, and we do mail-in ballots for 20 years now. Maybe we should go advise those other states.
Yeah, just okay, but there's enough things where you could say like, I don't know if it could swing an election because I can't prove it.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's
But what I
it's
can say-
unfalsifiable, so
Right.
it's difficult.
But what I can say is there's enough incidents where it's like, okay, if this was happening in other places, then yes, this could have, hit
Okay.
its like. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. I can't even remember what I was pissed at
I don't remember
because that wasn't the main point. It was
yeah, that train went in that siding hard, didn't it?
I didn't think I had to explain myself. I thought I was going to get a bunch of like yes.
No, I'm too skeptical, man. So
I didn't care once it was done. I was just like,
yeah, kinda like-
they cheated, and they got away with it. We're not going to turn back the election. Move
no,
forward.
we've never done that.
So, like,
So
We came close.
we tried. So back in 2000,
2000 was a shit show.
Well, and that one proved that basically any election that gets too close to count will actually just be decided by the court. So that's the whole precedent of Bush v. Gore. So that
Right.
was set by there. So, and they didn't take the case, and so okay.
Yeah, and I don't think there's ever going to be a redo.
No. Well, no, you get your redo every 4 years. So
Yeah.
Right, but they,
Yeah.
what
it's
they
not like we
wanted was-
elected a king and we're stuck with him for the next 80 years. So
because it wouldn't be a king then.
right, yeah. So
Right.
he's an elected king, I guess. I don't know. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like that's the same thing where you go into like sci-fi shows and stuff. It's like, it's like Princess Leia couldn't have been good, right?
So wait a
It's-
minute, there's a princess, yeah.
Right. It's a
It's a
monarchical society
Yeah.
in a space future past, right?
Right.
Because if you think about it, like this whole like weird plucky attitude that she has doesn't really befit her personality if she's a princess.
Well, her dad was a Vader's. I mean, like this doesn't even work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, yeah.
Maybe
and
princess
this
is a hired title. You hired someone as princess. You worked your way up
you
to the
just work your way-
diplomatic
okay,
corps.
right? So yeah, you
eventually,
start
yeah.
in like the steno pool,
Right.
and then-
Yeah, exactly.
and then you play the game.
You're gonna be the
for-
cop leader all for a
right
while.
for a number of years, and then yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't see any way that any of the Republicans make it past Donald Trump. It's not possible.
I don't think so.
It's I don't see how. So I mean, he gets more popular the more they go after him. So
that's correct.
yeah, and now like all the stuff that's going on with the judge, and this is it's not the it is the New York trial.
It's the New York.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know we were confused about that last time.
No, it was the New York one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just everything about it is like, oh, look at all this cool stuff your wife posted on Facebook. It's all called appeal fodder.
I don't know.
I don't know how you could not vet that. So, and I mean, even if you're Donald Trump's legal team, you have to be smart enough to look at that and just hang on to it for a little bit until that judge went over his skis. And then here you go, blah, and all of a sudden it's out in the press and gag order doesn't mean anything because he's not the one saying it.
Well, and this is the crazy thing.
He's going to get off the hook on this one.
But that's what I'm saying is if you have that going on, because right, the idea, the sheer stupidity of running the trial with this judge, right, is because right.
Well, I don't think you don't pick the judge. So the judges are usually randomly selected into
They're
that.
randomly selected, but here's the thing:
Yeah.
is they objected to this judge,
Who did?
the Trump people.
Oh, okay.
Right.
See, the prosecution should have done that.
That's what I'm saying. Is by accepting this, and you're having a
Yeah.
person that's getting basically their whole popularity wave, and they're right now at this point is saying that we're being persecuted
Yeah.
by an unfair system.
Yeah.
Right. If you keep this judge on and you leave that information there,
No, man, just let it ride. So the guy's going to get an instantaneous appeal to the state Supreme Court on this one.
but
So
the sheer evidence of like, wait, but everything that we're saying is a rigged system because you had this. It's like, why would you do this?
I don't know, but well, okay, so judges are randomly selected into that trial. The question isn't like if I was Donald Trump, Steve, I would not challenge the judge on this one because it's like fucking it's almost a lock now for an appeal, regardless of whatever decision he makes. Okay, the guys who fucked up were the New York guys by saying, "Oh, we got a judge that's anti-Trump
on our side."
Perfect. Yeah.
Well,
that was dumb.
Well, there's two parts of it. Yes, randomly selected, but there are two options. Is number one is like, we don't want you. Number two, you recuse yourself.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to do that.
But that's what I'm saying
Obviously.
is you.
So he was like, "Oh man, I got a big one on the line. I'm going to get him," and then realizing that that's exactly how he's going to get away on that.
And it's going to be your fault 100 times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So no, I mean, none of these things are going to get resolved before the election. So absolutely none of them, which is fine. It's great for him. So yeah, I mean, the last thing you want is that guy running around like blabbing his mouth again. That's when he gets unpopular. Is when people actually listen to him. So,
No, the hot rumor right now is that his running mate is going to be Tucker Carlson.
I can't vote for that. Yeah, no way. That is so bad. I can't imagine that. So I don't think if he picked Tucker Carlson, I actually don't think he'd win the election. So it depends on who he's running against, though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That would be insane.
I did see he just said that, but he says whatever comes to his mind.
Well, I mean,
he'll pick someone who can actually help him bag a state that he needs. So he'll be smart enough to do that. So
well, and things are going to change because of that. One person leaving makes a big difference, and Joe Manchin deciding that he is done running.
Yep,
is going.
He
to
might
change.
run for president. So
that would be
dangerous for Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be really dangerous for Donald Trump. So
he would run as a Democrat for president.
I don't know,
or a third party.
You got to get to the point right now where like the two guys who are running independent, neither of them are going to get on all 50 ballots. It's not possible. It's too late. So for them, so like Cornel West, he's not even trying. So he's gonna try and get on like 5 states.
He's doing that as a like a personal.
I think so. Yeah, it's to raise awareness for certain things.
I did it, guys.
Yeah,
you can do it too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I love the guy to death. I would never vote for him though, but yeah, because rent control.
It encapsulates so.
It's so perfect, man. So it's just like low income housing, or I'm sorry, what is it? Skylines? It's
low rent
housing. Yeah. So, but then like RFK Jr., he's not going to be able to get on a lot of the key states that he needs to get on. So
that guy. Here's the thing. And I said this a while back. I said he could be dangerous. And then he said something stupid. And that's the thing is like, for every 5 things he says that make sense and actually cross party lines, then it is. Did you know that beetles aren't real?
That's right. He does say weird things. Yeah.
They've actually been manufactured by the sea. Every time that you stepped on one, it's nanomachines.
Did he say that?
No.
Oh my
God. I figured I'd throw in a lie that's just believable enough to see if I get you, because you're like, no.
I've watched shows like that, yeah.
But he does do that, man. He says weird shit.
He does
behind closed doors where people were videotaping.
Is he a flat earther?
He could be. That would be one that you almost buy into. So.
Look, there's been I'm only picking on.
He'd probably question the moon landing.
He probably would. Yeah. Look, there's been a long. I brought up the Beatles, but there is there's been a long time, like theory that they say that birds aren't real.
Right.
If you've heard this one,
I've heard them.
Yeah. None of them. No. None.
What are they?
Robots.
I've had birds.
You had a robot.
Robots?
Yeah. I watched them die.
It was a robot.
It was a robot.
Yeah.
There's no metal involved.
That's how sophisticated they are.
Yeah.
And evidently this has been happening, like they were real before the 60s.
Oh, okay. And then they were all killed off and replaced by robots?
And they spy on you.
Yeah, they spy on you.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now, as far as like insects, I don't know. I haven't seen that pushed thoroughly. I would argue if you were going that route, that would be a much better way to do this.
The Black Mirror one had it with the bees.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Or that.
In London.
See, this makes sense. That's where all the
Go on.
Yeah, exactly. You're with the bees. We're not.
Actually, that makes way more sense because you're less likely to try to gush a bee or a wasp.
Well, and they could spy.
Right.
So that was more cameras.
Yeah, no, I don't. I fight them with chemicals. You know?
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically,
Yeah.
I wage, non-compliant, non-Geneva compliant. war.
Patrick, if basically like if every bee I killed or every wasp I killed was the environmental equivalent of me throwing like a 12-volt battery into a river, I'd still do it. Because fuck them.
I don't mind the bees, man.
No, I'm talking about wasps and hornets.
Wasps and hornets are
Yeah.
flying assholes and
Yes.
deserve to be exterminated. Yeah.
No, fuzzy bees are
Bees are great.
They do great things
Yeah.
for you, and they won't bother you.
No.
No.
No,
Fuzzy bees. I'm going to start calling them that.
I try to friendlify them every way that I can
Yeah.
because they are the good ones.
Right.
Yeah. But wasps and hornets, like, it ain't a bee that stung me in the face just for playing basketball.
Right. When they kill bees.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah. Yeah. They sure
They
do.
genocide bees. Yeah.
They do.
Uh,
So any final thoughts here? Let's wrap this up.
Coach Prime. Yeah, he'll be back next year.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Oh, did they play tonight?
They play
play
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Who they playing?
In
The
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Ooh.
The Bills are on a downswing. They've already ruined getting the top pick, so I guess I'm cheering for them. They seem to do this every year that they suck. They suck so bad, and then they have like a mid-season 3-game rush
They
where
come
it
to
gives you
Jesus,
just
yeah.
this amount of hope, and then they tank it the rest of the way. So we'll see.
I agree.
So that's my 2 bits. Nothing for you?
Sports wise,
Oh, anything wise.
Anything, yeah.
Final
anything.
thought.
My final thoughts are, so once you get up to a certain level where traffic does become a problem, traffic becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But for a while there, you think you're getting away with stuff, and you can do things that you shouldn't do. But once you hit that thing, it's there.
Yeah. Fortunately, they patched out the garbage problem, so we can talk about that next.
What was the garbage problem?
So the garbage trucks
Oh.
would pick up. We'll talk about it next time.
Other cities is trash.
No,
Or are you talking about the perma-filled landfill?
the permafill landfill.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Where unless you have your city incinerators running nonstop,
Yes. So they
that is a solution.
It is a solution. But yeah, I don't want to end with opening up a new can of worms on the bullshit that is the RCI indicator in that game. I did some testing on that, so it's bad.
I have my own results.
Oh my! Oh, yeah. We should probably compare notes. I stopped playing the game for a little bit because I can't figure parts of it out.
Whoa.
So, yeah, on Thanksgiving week I'll go back to it, but I got a little salty with the game. So,
Okay, take us off the record.
all right.
Yes.
So
Whoa.
3, 2, 1, go. Or I mean the opposite.
Yes.
I'm Will. Bye.
I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
I'm
We're
hitting the
off
button.
record.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
off record. Bye.